Hello and welcome to another Raggy's beer review. So, recently released into Sainsbury's is this beer from Wiper and True. There we go. It's an Espresso Martini Shake, a 5.6% coffee stout. I'll read what it says on the back. An indulgent, decadent stout inspired by the world's best cocktail, the Espresso Martini. Smooth, velvety and deeply satisfying, this is a beer to savour. Store and silver chilled, our beer is unfiltered and may contain sediments. Pour gently. So, brewed by Wiper and True in Bristol rather. I do apologise. I have had a beer or two already. Not that many, but probably enough to make me not be 100% sober looking. But there you go. So I can smell the coffee on the nose already. Did meet the good people from Wiper and True over at Nottingham Craft Beer Festival this year. Unfortunately, on the way home, I fell over, I think, and got stitches in my forehead, bruises all over, blood all down me. Ended up in the Queen's Medical Centre in Nottingham, and still have not posted nearly 5 months later. July, August, September, October, 4 months later, the beer reviews from them, and I will get around to doing this at some stage. I can't access the phone at the moment. That's the reason why I've not. So no, a black looking pour, a light tan head, which is a 2 mils thick, quite a thin head, which is unusual for me because I'm the master of the crap pour. There is a word for it, but we won't go down that road. 5.6% coffee stout. So let's investigate the nose. Yeah, certainly coffee on the nose. Quite a nice, intense coffee. Not too intense, but you know it's coffee. And again, on the taste, God, it's cold. On the taste itself, again, it's coffee, but not too intense. So it's an interesting one. My wife, she likes coffee. A coffee biscuit, a cup of coffee, obviously. And a coffee beer, if she can get it. And yeah, she's as fussy as they come, flipping out. To make a coffee beer that actually suits her would be a miracle, of grand proportions, as it were. But nonetheless, this is an interesting coffee. Good to see Wiper and True over at in Sainsbury's. Like most breweries out there, to get your beers into supermarkets, you're not making profit. You are making next to zero profit on your beers. It's all about getting your name into supermarkets. Unless you're a big, modern, traditional brewery with massive capabilities, and then you may well be able to make a profit. But the majority of companies that take that, shall we say that, dive into supermarkets, it's a struggle. And for some, it's killed them off, and it's killed some good breweries off. They've gone into supermarket brewing, and their profit margins, they might be making a lot of beer, a lot of brewing, but their profit margins are so low or non-existent that it's killed them off. So it's always interesting. I know this because I've spoke to breweries and different brewers from all over the country. So yeah, it is a worry, for breweries. It's not the breweries getting the profit. It's the supermarkets, They're the ones making the profit. When you think about it, when a brewery brews a beer, they've got to look after their own staff, the cost of the ingredients, electricity, and so on, and try and make a profit. But when it goes to a supermarket, then you've got transportation of said product going into a supermarket, the cost of the supermarket, and they want to make their profit. And then you can see like something that was this wide, all of a sudden it's. And so what the supermarket do, they squeeze down that bit to the fact that they're making next to nothing, while all of a sudden there's room for manoeuvre for them. And and especially at the moment, obviously with the world being as it is, the UK is ran so terribly by an inept government that it is what it is. Profits are being earned out there by some big companies, and it can all be balanced out, and but that's sadly that's the rich looking after the rich, and I'm not a fan of that. Coming from a poor background, not a fan at all. Initially coffee. Now there's a sweetness with it, like a caramel sweetness to it. Got to be honest, I'm not really an espresso martini person, so the other elements of the pour aren't really something that I know a lot about. I'll be honest. I can certainly smell that coffee. Met the guys down at Nottingham Craft Beer Festival. Yeah, lovely people. Obviously, they've come all the way to Nottingham, so then they're not going to be able to bring literally every beer they brew. They can only bring X amount of beers, just to get, through the festival. Showcase off some of what they do, but not all of what they do. And that's the thing I see from a lot of breweries that I consider more national breweries, and certainly not the local. The locals, because it's on their doorstep, they can chuck out everything. And some do. Some don't, though. Not every local chucks out like 10 beers or more at these local beer festivals. Yet, it is surprising on that because, it's your beer festival. Forward planning and playing the A game surely is the thing. If keg beer lasts for a lot longer than cask, then keg it, and and you'd have this thing through the year where you've got so many kegs of beer that are sitting waiting for beer festivals. And a local brewery who I know, and they know me obviously, and we're good friends with, and they go through the beer festivals through the year, and if they've been invited, and they will have kegs back of all their beers, big beers, special beers, and we'll throw them because at a beer festival it's about showcasing your name. It's about, here we are, this is what we do. Yes. And it's interesting to see how breweries play the game. There's always a game, doing beer reviews, there's a game. Some people are better than me, certainly, easily probably, at playing a game. I don't know the ins and outs of being the best at promoting your channel on YouTube. Don't know, never have. And I just do what I do and go from there. But some people are better. Some people will play the supermarket beer game. What's the latest thing that's been released into the shops game? And yeah, it's all a game. But in any case, Espresso Martini. So we'll get on with the review now, 10 minutes in. So it's our time to breathe. Espresso Martini Shake, a 5.6% coffee stout from Bristol-based Wiper and True. Black pour, slightly off-white head. I'll be honest, the nose now, it was really coffee earlier, but it's died down now. The coffee's there, but it's not as prevalent as it was earlier. It's a nice tasting, easy drinking stout. Good 4.3 out of 5 for me. But yeah, the coffee has died back. It's going to be interesting to see what the wife thinks. But I enjoyed it anyway. And that's it. Thank you for watching. See you soon.